There has been an interesting amount of rumors for Mortal Kombat 11 over the past couple of days, and that isn't surprising. We all know MK is on the horizon. We all know that NetherRealm is up to something. Injustice hasn't gotten any big updates in quite some time. If not, they've been talking more about Mortal Kombat Mobile than they have Injustice 2. Hearing that Mortal Kombat 11 is happening from someone that supposedly is working on the game wasn't super surprising to me. It's more the convenience of the timing. For you guys that don't know, there was a voice actor who was working on, I believe, another version of the game which has different voice acting for characters than we do in the US and whatnot. And he was doing voices for characters along the lines of Kung Lao and Reptile, and he did voices for those characters in the previous games. So the guy was kind of expecting to play these characters once again through the firm that he gets work through being a voice actor. And he did not get the parts, and he was very vocal about it and kind of upset and saying on Twitter, I am sad that I will not be providing my lines for Kung Lao and Reptile in Mortal Kombat 11. And people are like, what? Excuse me? So he later went on to clarify, I don't actually know if there is a Mortal Kombat XLXL or XI or 11. I don't actually know. All I know is that there's a project that requires a voice for Kung Lao and Reptile, and I'm not going to be the one doing it. So I'm sorry to everyone that was looking forward to it. So, it sucks for that guy. I hope he didn't ass blast his career into the sun by potentially leaking Mortal Kombat 11. But even if this is a quote-unquote leak of MK11, that's not super surprising. However, the other thing that is surprising is we are now about to be 6 months from the potential reveal of MK11. We're about 5 months right now, which was going to be E3, and we're getting that much closer to what the game's initial launch would have been, which was like early 2019, at least we thought. With that being said, it's weird that Mortal Kombat is going to be taking a lot longer than we anticipated, but Game Awards is like a couple weeks away, and they are promising, or Jeff is promising, more game reveals than any Game Awards in history, and there was quite a bit. Like, there was a lot that they had last year. They showed off Bayonetta, which we still haven't seen anything about. They showed off the new FromSoft game, so there were some pretty big reveals, and there's more that I'm probably not even remembering. Mortal Kombat being a part of that, and especially being a Warner Brothers game, that makes a lot of sense to me. And it was the first thing my brain was kind of going to when we didn't see MK at E3. It was like, I think Game Awards is a pretty good opportunity because that'll probably have the most eyes watching that specific event. So, is the Game Awards, is that where we're going to actually see Mortal Kombat 11? I don't know, but I would like to think so. But even that, I'm still like super doubtful, and I'd probably put it at less than a 25% chance. Just because the universe has been corrupted. Like, we don't know when Mortal Kombat is going to be falling in a timeline anymore because the schedule has officially been broken. Like, the near decade schedule that NetherRealm has set in accordance with their games and their releases showing up once every 2 years is officially broken after Injustice 2. Is that because potentially is it next gen? Is that because it's the 25th technical anniversary of Mortal Kombat, or it was kind of like a year ago, and they're going to be going even more crazy with even more stuff, and the game's going to be huge? I don't know, but some stuff is kind of lining up in many different facets right now that make me kind of think that we could be seeing it soon, or we could be waiting, if not longer. I think there's an opportunity for the game to be showing up in the next couple weeks, but I really don't know. I really don't know. I would like to say so. I would like to be analyzing trailers and getting opinions of Kenny and Steve and going back and doing legacies of the other Mortal Kombat games, because that's always been a lot of fun. But we'll see. I do feel it's in the works right now. They are absolutely doing something, because NetherRealm just doesn't do anything with how much money Injustice and especially Mortal Kombat X and XL made. But there has been other aspects leading up to this where some of like voice actors and mocap artists have even said that yes, there's another Mortal Kombat happening. But the big one kind of fell in lines with a developer that was making a HD version of the original Mortal Kombat games. those guys were working on these incredibly high-resolution CG assets that were sort of recreating Mortal Kombat like 1 and characters from 2 and UMK3. And they were kind of like under this project for like years. It was a personal thing. They were just going to release it. They weren't going to sell it. Funny thing is that this project, this weird fan recreation HD remix version of old Mortal Kombat games, suddenly disappeared like a year to a year and a half ago from what I understand. And people were asking these guys, are you going to release this game that you have? Is there any chance that this is going to be, put out there because it's going to get cease and desisted by, Warner Brothers as soon as you do it? Funny thing is that they were silent for a long time, but they said that their studio has been heavy in development on an unannounced project. And it's my theory, and it seems to be a very big hint from a lot of their tweets and their mentions, that they might have been picked up by Warner Brothers, if not NetherRealm, and they're actually working at NetherRealm, and there could be some sort of HD remix classic Mortal Kombat thing tied in with Mortal Kombat 11, which makes a lot of sense, especially if that suddenly drops and it's here's this game to satiate you until, the next one comes out, or even if it's a pack-in or a pre-order bonus with Mortal Kombat 11, if it does exist, that would make a lot of sense, and that would be badass if they finally gave HD graphics to the old games. I would be super excited with Mortal Kombat 1. I think you need to tweak the gameplay in that one as much as possible, but I think people would be pissed if you did that. But MK2, and especially UMK3, those games are fun to play, and they are a lot better under the test of time. And if you see new assets and cool CG characters behind that stuff, man, that'll be friggin' dope. That'll be a very, very, very good addition to get people excited for another Mortal Kombat. So there's a few pieces that are kind of falling into place. The big question is not if, because we all know it's happening, it's when. And Game Awards is a small chance, in my opinion. I would love to see it, but I don't know exactly if it's gonna happen. Mortal Kombat Battle Royale? I don't know, man. If you want to make this game bigger and better than ever, you have to do something like Injustice 2 did, where you can customize characters in some way. You have to stick armor on characters and different masks, and maybe make Reptile like a human guy underneath that shoots acid lizards. I don't know. But you have to give that little bit of customization that Injustice 2 had, in my personal opinion. A Shaolin Monk style mode where your customized characters can play with other people and you can actually execute combos against people, or just enemies, and you can team up with people. I think that would be badass, dude. If they did something like that in terms of their big bonus, their 25th anniversary, like Mortal Kombat sort of adventure, I would dig that. On a Shaolin Monk style game, I think that would be really cool. And that's a good way to expand on Mortal Kombat, especially. Not like Sub-Zero Mythologies. Holy sweet Jesus. We do not need precise platforming from NRS Studios. Not again. But I don't think it'll be a Shaolin Monks remake. I think it would be something in the vein of Shaolin Monks, or an adventure style mode. We need that. I'd be down. I'd be willing to do it again, but I don't know about that. Create a combatant? I don't know if they'll go that far, but I think customization is going to be a big one, because that was the one thing that was pretty badass in Injustice 2. Injustice 2's custom moves? Ugh. I did not like that at all. So either way, yeah, I think Mortal Kombat 11 potentially being a huge game that celebrates 25 years of Mortal Kombat, has an adventure sort of mode that you can customize characters, and those customized characters you can also take online and fight each other like normal Mortal Kombat, but you can also fight with people in a gauntlet-style Shaolin Monks game, while you have this HD remake of some classic Mortal Kombat games. I'm completely speculating here, but the way a lot of stuff is lining up, I feel that that's like the best thing they could possibly do for a future MK game. But we really don't know, because this game could be next gen. There's a possible reason that we haven't heard a lot of stuff from the game, and it might be next gen.